What's up, guys? Another day, another dollar. Shirts dropping today for you guys. Civil Regime, code Horsemeet. Make sure you get one because there's only 128 of each item. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, the EP is not going. It's not going the way I want.
Better start pumping them, Daddy.
The songs aren't falling. They're not going. It's not coming out as clean as I don't know. Today's video is a little bit different. I'm not reading emails. I'm gonna be having some one-on-one time with you guys because I do see the same problems over and over again. And I see a lot of guys, they can't get over their exes, and a lot of girls too. They can't get over their exes, and they're having relationship problems. They can't find girls, can't get over exes, holding on to trauma. I feel like I've talked about this before. I definitely have, but today we're gonna be talking about how to get over an ex. And let's just be real, like, this is something everyone has gone through, everyone. I feel like it's very, very, very rare that someone gets it right on the first try. But the first time that you, let's say, fall in love, it's a strong feeling because you don't know the other side of it yet. Before you loving someone, but haven't gone through heartbreak yet, and you don't even know what that is, it's a strong, strong feeling. On the other side of that, as I was saying, very few people get it right the first time. And they do go, everyone's going through a heartbreak, bro. Everyone, right? That feeling like you got your heart ripped out of your chest. You can't even breathe. It's like you lost your best friend. It's like someone died in your life, you know what I'm saying? And for a lot of people, they don't know how to get over that. And because they're not taking the steps to do that, they get stuck on people for years. You getting stuck in places in life, there's a bunch of places in life, and there's a bunch of reasons people get stuck on things. They could get stuck on a job. They could get stuck in a situation. They could get stuck over a girl or a guy, and they don't move on. There's a bunch of pitfalls, I feel like, in life that you can get stuck in. You kind of have to get out of yourself. So I'm not a therapist. I'm not a guru. You know what I'm saying? I can just tell you how I think you got to get over someone. The first thing you got to do is, like, it hurts. You know what I'm saying? You got to sit there. You got to cry. You know what I'm saying? You got to feel bad for a bit. You don't feel like doing anything. You don't feel like getting out of bed in the morning. You don't feel like fucking doing the things you used to do. And sometimes these events change you forever, right? Sometimes, but you can do your best to get over it. And I can tell you, in my experience, one bad thing that people do is they get hung up on their ex. And I made a video about this a while back on why you shouldn't keep talking to exes, because it keeps you in the same spot. It keeps you in the same loop. A lot of people, what they do is they'll get out of a relationship that they know long-term it just couldn't work, but you're addicted, bro. It's kind of like a drug. You go back and you know it's not gonna work, and the heartbreak hurts even more the second time around because you kind of know it's coming deep down, but it's kind of like drugs. You know it's bad, but you go anyway. It feels like, gives you that sense of adrenaline or whatever it is. You just want it so bad. It's like hard to resist. It's like fucking heroin, you know what I'm saying? But going back is not the right thing to do because it keeps you in that trapped loop, and you can't start to heal until you are finished. And that's why, like, I think once I've figured this out, if I get out of a relationship, I don't look at their Instagram. I don't want to know what they're up to. You know what I'm saying? I don't look at their thing because all it's doing is drawing me back into that headspace thinking about them. In spaces where I was like down bad, or not, I feel like I've been, depressed over these types of situations when I was younger. And spent a lot of time wasted not healing, you know what I'm saying, and looking at their shit, wondering what they're up to, you know what I'm saying, here trying to figure out, talk to people, oh, what's she up to, what's she doing, you know what I'm saying, hearing things, oh, she's doing this, and it makes you even more sad. You gotta avoid all of that. The first step is, and it's hard, the first step is just cut it clean off, you know what I'm saying, don't text, don't call, don't look at their shit, and just cut it for a bit. Right? And it's hard, you know what I'm saying? But it's what you got to do to move on. I remember I got out of one relationship and I was so stuck, you know what I'm saying? And I had a dream that I could, it's crazy, bro. I think I told the story. I had a dream that if I could get over it, I would be happy again. And I remember I was so depressed. I was like down bad. I was like watching anime all day. I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't, you know what I'm saying? And I had this dream one night that I was happy again with someone. And I hadn't even felt that in so long because I was so like down in the dumps, you know? And I woke up like shocked. And I, for some reason, had this feeling like it was something telling me that hey, bro, I don't know like what y'all believe, but this is I'm telling you the dream I had. I had this inkling that if I was able to get over it, that would be on the other side for me. But like part of me also knew that would only happen once I put the work in to get over it myself. And that's the thing is like, getting over stuff, you kind of got to put work in to do it, you know? It's not just gonna, it could just fade over time, but you kind of got to put the work in to do it. So that's what I'm saying with the cutting the call, cutting the texts, cutting all that stuff, right? And then forcing yourself to do the things that you normally did. No matter how depressed you feel, you know what I'm saying? You may not even want to get out of bed in the morning. You force yourself to do your habits. You like go to the gym, right? And you're sitting in the gym, you're hitting your fucking curls, you got tears, you're like, you hate every rep, you're like, I fucking hate this, I don't want to be here, I don't want to be here, I don't want to be here, I want to lay in bed and fucking sob and think and like check her Instagram and shit. If you can resist and you have the mental power to do it, right? If you can do it, you know what I'm saying, and you go to the gym, every day sucks, I hate it, I don't want to be here, I don't want to be here. You do some other things, right? If you can force yourself to do that every day, it starts getting easier. You know what I'm saying? You start thinking about it less. If you can resist the urge to check her Instagram or his Instagram or text her or call her, even when she's calling you, don't answer. You know what I'm saying? Every day it gets easier and you're not getting pulled back into those thought loops. You don't want to know what they're up to. You don't want to know. And it's hard. I'm saying it's hard, but it takes discipline. Over time, right? And you go back to the things that you like to do, right? You don't want to do it. You're like, let's say you like to draw, right? You're sitting there drawing, like, I fucking hate this shit. You're sitting there drawing, forcing yourself to draw. But you force yourself every day. And slowly but surely, you know what I'm saying? You start to feel better. And it may not seem like you're going to feel better, but I promise you, eventually, if you just don't get back in those mental loops, like looking at their shit, calling them, texting them, it gets you back in those mental loops, you know what I'm saying? Of thinking about them like that. You gotta avoid all that stuff, right? And then it's the worst thing you can do is stalk them on fucking internet. You fucking work, and I promise you, eventually you're gonna start to feel a little better. You might not be fully healed yet, you know, but you'll start to feel better, right? And you just gotta cut it out of you. You gotta let it go. You gotta leave it in the past, because the alternative, and this is very real, is the people that are stuck on it for years and years and years, and they don't put that work in to move on. And they're stuck in this horrible place like forever because they didn't have that. And it does come down to a little bit of discipline to just stop, because you have to try to not fall into those bad habits, and it keeps you stuck for longer. Like imagine getting out of it eventually, and you wasted like 2-3 years stuck on the same person, and when you're finally out of it, you're like, damn, I wasted all those years. Like if I had just tried a little harder to, you know, better myself, figure my shit out. And after breakups and stuff, that's a really great time to focus on yourself, even if you don't want to. It's just to focus on your own thing. What are you doing? How are you bettering yourself? You know what I'm saying? It's work, because you don't want to be one of those dudes who fucking, you know, is stuck on some shit for like years, you know? And then, yeah, because we all know those guys. And I'm telling you, I see enough emails from dudes who are like, I don't know how old you guys are. There's dudes in here, like there's one right here. He's 22. He's been stuck on a girl since they broke up when he was 18. And no, it's not uncommon, bro. That shit's real as fuck. But you gotta put that work in. You gotta focus on yourself, and you gotta have the mental discipline to not text him, not call him, not look back. You know what I'm saying? Because once you finally do get over it, the faster you can get over it and the faster you can get back on track on your life, the faster you can find potential for happiness way better than you had. But you wouldn't know that there's potentially happiness better than you've ever had with your ex, right? Happiness that's true, it's gonna last the rest of your life, but you won't even be able to find it because you're stuck in the past, because you're keeping yourself stuck. The biggest problem is that some people don't want to get over it. You know, they don't want to let it go. And that's really the first step. Like, before anything, is you got to be ready to let it go. It's in the past. It happened. You know what I'm saying? It was good during the times it was good. Now it's over. You got to move on with your life. You know what I'm saying? But that's a lot of things in life. People get stuck in phases in life. You know what I'm saying? Where they keep bringing up shit that happened years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, my high school was so good. I was so sick in high school. Oh, college was so sick. And they're like, fucking, like, yo, it's been like 6 years and you're talking about that shit. Make something new. You know what I'm saying? Do something new. You can't get stuck in these places in life. You know what I'm saying? You gotta always keep, as great as something was, be happy that it happened. It's good memories, but now it's eyes forward, on to make new memories, on to make new amazing things even better. But you wouldn't even know that there's better things for you if you keep yourself stuck back there. And that could apply to a lot more things than just a relationship. You know what I mean? And I don't think hooking up with a bunch of people is a good idea. It's not, because you're just filling the void. You're still thinking about them, you're trying to forget, but that's not the right way to do it. You know what I'm saying? Filling the void with just random hookups and stuff is not the way to do it. It's not gonna make you feel any better. It might make you feel better for the night or something, but it's not gonna make you feel better overall. You gotta really, truly, in your heart of hearts, move on with your life. You know what I'm saying? And the biggest thing is you gotta be willing to move on with your life, because a lot of people really aren't willing. They're willing, but like in the heart of hearts, they're not willing. They want to hold on to whatever they had, if there's even like an inkling of a chance. But in reality, you know, there's something better there for you. If it didn't work out, it didn't work out for a reason, and there's something better there for you in the unknown, but you got to get there. You know what I'm saying? If you never get there, you're never going to know. That's my advice on how to get over someone. A lot of people have girl problems. A lot of people have different things. A lot of people got cheated on. Relationships seem to be a big problem nowadays. Some people their problem is the lack of anything, the lack of intimacy at all. They can't talk to anyone. They can't figure it out. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, all you gotta do is, dude, I feel like I'm having a nosebleed. Hope I'm not having a stroke, Jesus. Damn, caffeine from quitting nicotine, dude. Yeah, it's late at night. Thought I'd make a video. I was gonna go to sleep and I was like, oh, I gotta make a video. Oh, fucking tear out shit is not going. But you gotta keep trying. It's fucking competitive in the tear out world, though. Just sound design and mixing competitions. But yeah, man, I hope you guys get over your struggles. I hope whatever's going on with you is getting better. You know, and everything takes effort, bro. Nothing comes easy in this world. And if you think it comes easy, you're already lost. You know what I'm saying? Because it doesn't. As we all know. You know what I'm saying? You already knew that, though. Nothing worth having comes easy, and if it does come easy, be suspicious. Anyway, well, that's it for today's video. Code Horsemeet on Civil Regime, and check out this skull bracelet, bro. And this fucking, dude, Iron Crue. Code Horsemeet, bro. Fucking earrings and shit, too. And Horsemeet t-shirts, always on sale. But I hope this video helped you guys. If you're struggling, which it seems like a lot of you guys are, biggest thing, you gotta put the effort in, bro. You gotta try to move on. You know what I'm saying? It takes work to move on, because it's easy to just get stuck in shit, you know? So, all right, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.